Sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air. They love their football in this part of the country, and this crowd is ready to go as their guys will match up with the Jacksonville Jaguars. Two teams here, each off to 1-0 starts as this one is underway on EA Sports. Now Jamal Agnew from his end zone. And the decision to bring it out, not a good one, as he's tackled at the 15. Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10. First carry for the Clemson man, Travis Etienne. And he'll take this one up over the 20 to the 21-yard line. 5 yards on the game's first play, 2nd down. I tell you what, CD, this Washington defense, very strong in the victory last week.
And what I saw on film was a nearly unstoppable pass rush. 5 sacks last week, plenty of hurries given up. So now what do you do on offense? You just max protect, keep everyone in and run the ball, or maybe just 1 or 2 receiver routes in order to try and keep your quarterback upright.
Here's a throw over the middle. It's taken in by his tight end. And they work this well upfield across the 45. 27 yards there, a 1st down. From the shotgun, Lawrence. He's going to find Cobbs here. Gets by him, and now a little daylight. And he's a long ways into Washington territory before hitting the turf. Boy, he ran free there after the catch as that winds up going for 38. So after the big play, look at this, all the way down at the 15 now on 1st and 10. Here's a give to Etienne. And this play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back to the 15. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
Yes, indeed. That play there, that reminds me of some of the guys that I played with that have that suddenness, able to get into the backfield almost about the time the ball snapped and make a play. How about that tackle for a loss?
Absolutely. He did a lot of that last week when he was named the NFC Defensive Player of the Week. One of the guys on the team was saying, yeah, we called him the disruptor. And that's carrying forward again.
Makes sense, doesn't it?
And he's going to get it inside the 10 to the 7-yard line.
And that's something you have to get ready for defensively, because in today's NFL, teams will use their wide receivers on jet sweeps, end arounds. They'll move them back in the backfield and make them running backs. Partner, this was much more of a tap pass, but effective nonetheless.
And I think both guys love it. If you're a quarterback, it's an easy completion. If you're a wide receiver, you get the easy reception and also a chance to try to make a play with your feet. Lawrence on 3rd down. Flushed out right. And it's intercepted at the goal line. William Jackson with a pick. A young quarterback, Charles, rolling to his right. I know he's right-handed, but is that one that maybe a veteran sticks in his pocket?
I think so, but you have to remember with young quarterbacks.
And now, as with every potential turnover, they're going to take a second look at this just to make sure. The thing that they'll be looking at is a spot of the football, and this is always such a tough one for officials to get exactly right.
Not just because of how fast the game's going, but just trying to get the right sight line to the football. That's not always easy. We'll see what they decide here.
And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. We talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot. He had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play.
2nd and 10. On the counter, Gibson. And he's going to get 7 out of this before being taken down at the 27.
That was a good run, probably right on the edge of breaking into something really big. So the defensive guys right now are talking about, okay, what can we do to slow him down before he truly gets started?
On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. Got a man, it's Gibson, complete. And he gets it to the 32, good enough for a first down. 5 yards on the play there as the drive will continue. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. A give to Gibson running right. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. And what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
To throw on 2nd down, McMullen. And he slings one that's incomplete.
Had the right idea there, trying to throw it to the sideline, but he let him just a little bit too much, trying to get it out to his receiver. Ends up falling to the ground, incomplete.
So the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves him staring up here at a 3rd and 8. Looking to throw. McMullen. Jaguar pressure and a Jaguar sack. Josh Allen in there to get him for a loss of 9 yards, and that also leads to 4th down. So on 4th down, Washington going to call on Tress Way to punt it away. Jamal Agnew is deep to return it. And the kick's away as he angles this one for the sideline. And the punt over the side in the air, and the spot will be inside the 35. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. Well, they were intercepted the first time they had the football, but now they get it back, and it's still 0-0.
And because of that, you know what the thought process is? Interception. What interception? It didn't really happen because they gave up no points. So go back on the attack. Go back and run the offense you believe will be successful. Find your playmakers and give them the football.
Now Etienne. And he'll get this down only to about the 46. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Well, sometimes you just have to give credit to the defense. Great job there at the point of attack, holding up. They won their battles at the line of scrimmage, left him no space to try and run. A really nice job swarming to the ball carrier.
On 2nd and 9, Lawrence eluding the pressure right. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down. And the line to gain here is the 37 on 3rd down. From the gun, it's Lawrence. And the pressure gets to Lawrence, and he'll go down. Chase Young in there to get him for a loss of 9 yards, and that also leads to 4th down. On 4th down, on is Logan Cook to punt. No score after one on EA Sports. Here's Logan Cook now to punt this one away. He was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. On the return, Hardy. It's a 41-yard punt, but just a net of 31 following the run back. And it will be Washington football now with a 1st and 10. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. They've been playing the field position game thus far. No score, 2nd quarter as they come up on 1st and 10. Throwing to start the drive. McMullen. That one tipped and it's incomplete. Good hands there defensively at 2nd down.
You can tell they wanted to get that ball downfield, but they had nothing working in the secondary, so he dropped it off to the running back. That one ended up incomplete.
And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. Trying for Brown, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the safety, Jarquiski Tart. So this is something we didn't see at all from this offense in the victory last week. That's a turnover. They didn't have any, but giving the ball away here in the opening quarter.
I love the surprise in your voice because it's exactly what you stated. Didn't see it last week, but it was a key to their win. And it'll be a key to this game as well, protecting the football. Didn't get it done there.
So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. A handoff for Etienne. And he's eaten up at the line of scrimmage. Might have gotten a yard down to the 16.
And this is why aggressive defense coordinators love to blitz. It wreaks havoc because they end up taking their attention to the blitzers, freed up the D lineman to make the play.
On 2nd down, Etienne once more. And he'll be stopped after a gain of only a couple down to the 15-yard line.
Now, that's a mountain of a man that just made that stop, isn't it? But he's more than that. This guy's nimble and quick. More than a space eater, he just made a great play there.
In danger of squandering their great field position as they come up on a 3rd and 7. Now Lawrence to throw. Open man is Godwin. It's complete. And the Jaguars are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points. Had to put that ball in there with a little extra zip, and he put it right where it needed to be.
Yeah, and that little extra pace that he had on the pass, that required a little extra concentration for him, didn't it? Ball can get on you pretty quick in that manner, and he handled it well and picked up the 1st down.
And this play goes nowhere, losing yardage back to the 15. This defense not fooled one bit on that touch pass.
And this has become one of those kind of in vogue plays, you know, kind of like the shuffle pass was a few years ago. This one never got off the ground, but you understand why a lot of teams are running it. These wide receivers, a lot of them, they've run like running backs with the ball in their hands.
And a flag comes in as that one falls incomplete. Well, let's see who this is on. So he was past the line of scrimmage when he threw it.
And as they say, that's a no-no. Got to be able to understand where you are on the field and not cross the line before throwing the ball downfield.
And the penalty certainly makes things tougher here as they try again, 3rd and goal. Here's Lawrence to throw. Escaping the pressure right. He'll get this off to Etienne. And able to get this down inside the 15 to either the 13 or 14 before he's out of bounds. 5 yards, not enough, and it'll be 4th down. The kick by Lambeau is good, and the Jaguars grab a 3-0 lead. They got the interception, but very little movement after, and that forces him to settle for 3. And it does feel like settling when that happens, doesn't it?
It certainly does, but we got to give a lot of credit where it's due, and that's to the defense because they ran onto the field. It's what we call sudden change, right? Interception, you got to go put out the fire, and they did, holding them to a field goal.
And the decision to bring it out, not a good one, as he's tackled at the 15. The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. And following the interception, we'll see what they can put together on this drive.
I can hear my old college coach right now. He always used to tell us before every game, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. What they're hoping is that that last mistake is their only one of the game.
Coaches, that's all they talk about, turnovers, right?
Minimizing those and maximizing opportunities.
2nd and 5. They'll try the left side with Gibson. And this one will go to the 28-yard line. That one, a first down pickup of 8.
And that's a nice pickup of a first down on that 2nd down run. And at that yardage gained, they can run that plan any down.
Throwing on first down. McMullen, he's got Mason, complete. And down right around the 32-yard line, 4 yards on the pickup.
I wouldn't be surprised to see the next step in utilizing this position is to actually utilize more of a scat back in this spot. Because we saw the catch there, right? He made it. He's a bigger, stronger guy, maybe not quite as elusive as maybe someone else you would put there.
Yeah, didn't get the big yardage there you might out of a smaller back. Looking to throw on 2nd down. McMullen. And looking for McLaurin, but this is intercepted. Teron Jones.
Forced a couple of incomplete passes, bring up a 3rd.
The Jaguars on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This is 3rd and 10. Here's Lawrence. And down he goes. They sack him back right around the 41-yard line. And Washington now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this 2nd quarter. And I tell you what, he got it from 58. That had lots of leg behind it. That was perfect. From distance, he steps up, knocks it right down Main Street.
And Main Street's celebrating right now with him, aren't they? I love the mechanics of the whole thing. Snap, hold, everything was right on target, and the blocking was perfect, and he executed so well.
Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. On 2nd down, it's Gibson. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 13 yards there and a Washington first. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action.
First and 10 at the 48-yard line.
A reminder, coming up at halftime, we'll head to Orlando. Standing by there, Jonathan Coachman. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL in his second week of the regular season. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. Right now in the second quarter on the defensive side, they got to feel pretty good about what they're doing.
They should embrace the feeling they have now, embrace the way that they're playing, and continue that through the half. I know defensive coordinators, sometimes they overthink it, start wondering how they're going to be attacked. Just keep doing what you're doing because it's working.
Now this one complete downfield on the left side. And he'll be out just a yard or two shy of the 30. 22 yards there, a first down. Back to throw. McMullen. And he's going to go down. They get to him back at the 40. Devon Hamilton gets him for a loss of 8. What great push up front. Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on second down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And this is caught inside the 5. And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. That one good for 37 yards. So it's 1st and goal and a great opportunity to get that lead back before the break. They'll try to run with Gibson. And this one will wind up with him losing yardage back to the 4-yard line. Now Washington going to use the second of their 3 timeouts as the clock will stop with 18 seconds to go in the first half. From back at the 4, here's 2nd and goal. Looking to throw. McMullen under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Now Washington going to go ahead and use their final timeout, as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the first half. Big play coming here. It's 3rd and goal. Back to throw. McMullen. And that's going to be incomplete. 12 seconds left.
As a defensive back, you have some weapons at your disposal that we don't often talk about. And you can read the receiver's eyes. You can read his hands. And you know that the arrival of the ball is imminent. And that allows you to make a play on it. And oftentimes, knock it away.
The kick by Elliott is good. And they are on the board, trailing now 6-3. So they do get the 3 points before they hit halftime. Something to build on, maybe.
Yeah, go ahead and raise the banner, right? Wave the flag. That's good. You got points. And now, as you said, they got something to build on as they get ready for the second half.
Now Jamal Agnew from his end zone. And he's only going to make it to the 13-yard line and no further. And they'll indeed start on the ground to run that clock. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this across the 25-yard line. So if you like field goals, this is your game. 6-3, 3 field goals at the break. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman, ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. Okay, Coach, adjustments likely going to play a big role in this third quarter in what's been a tight contest so far. Washington down on the scoreboard, but they are getting the football first here, and we are back underway on EA Sports. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. And they're on the losing end of things here. What do they need to do if they're going to turn things around, CD?
Partner, it's awfully close to being a must drive here, I think, for them, because I think a touchdown here in this opening drive is something they absolutely have to have. They only managed 3 points in the first half. They know that's not going to get it done. So without adding pressure to them, they already know the stakes. They need a touchdown here to get things started.
To throw on second down. McMullen, he'll check that down to Gibson out of the backfield. And he takes this up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. They picked up 5 yards last time. Now they double it and get 10 here. A nice throw right there. And, Charles, this is game number 2 in the NFL for this young rookie. His guys getting the victory last week, and he played pretty well by most accounts. Curious, what did you see?
I saw something similar to what you described, Brandon, because I saw a guy who looked the part, a guy who was in command, not just with the touchdown passes, but definitely looked to be in control of the offense as well. And you and I both know that's often uncommon for a rookie quarterback.
He's had trouble finding open receivers all game, CD, and that's because really there hasn't been many. This defense has been all over them.
Yeah, they're one of the better defenses in the league, and every time I talk to someone around the NFL, they all say the exact same thing. They're so fundamentally sound, it's hard to execute against them.
Now an open man, that's the tight end Gesicki. It's complete. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. 25 yards there on the catch and run. With that grab, he now sits at 200 for his career, and maybe more importantly, a first down. Again, he'll drop to throw. And he fires one incomplete. The passing windows are just not there. That's just another example of how great this defense has been all game long.
And that's exactly what a top 10 defense can do. They can really change the game tempo and frustrate you as you try to execute offensively.
Here's 2nd and 10. They run the counter. Gibson. And he won't get much. Maybe a couple. Down inside the 35 to the 34.
Tough day. Tough sledding right there. And it's been that way the entire game. Not a whole lot of room to ramble for him.
Yeah, you're right. It's been that way all afternoon. Didn't get a whole lot better there. On 3rd down, McMullen. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Teron Johnson able to pick it. And the Jags are going to take over once again at their own 25-yard line. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And their defense just helped them out by getting the football back on the opening drive here in the second half. And now can the offense follow through with points on their first possession?
And that's a big one for them because after the work the defense has done, they've got a chance here to open up this lead. I really like what he did there because he took his practice work and converted it to game action because he used his hands, got off the block, worked laterally and stayed to the outside, and finished off the runner for a loss.
On 2nd and 12, Lawrence. They'll try and set up the screen to Etienne. And he's going to lose yardage here. Back to his own 18. It's a loss of 4. Now 3rd down. So that was a very nice play, Charles, from a very speedy cornerback.
And when you see a screen pass as a defender, you see the ball floating in the air like that, you have to think to yourself, that can buy a little extra time if I bust my tail to get over there. If I avoid those blockers, I can go make the play behind the line of scrimmage, as he just did there.
Looking downfield for Godwin. And that nearly the pick that they needed. He couldn't pull it in, though, and it's 4th down.
But you got to think that sooner or later, they're going to hit one of those, but the coverage has been excellent thus far, and it was again on the last play.
Here's Logan Cook now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And he gets it away, a directional kick going toward the sideline. And this punt goes out of bounds, and it'll be marked inside the 40. Out there set ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. And with 3 interceptions thrown already, we'll see. Do they rely more on the ground game here?
They may have to change things offensively to try and settle things down, not just for the guy throwing the ball, but for the rest of the offensive unit, because their confidence has to be shaken a little bit. And you just wonder, is the backup going to start to warm up a little bit over on the sideline?
A good action to this point in the 3rd quarter. Just a 3-point game. 2nd and 10. They run the toss now with Gibson. And he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. They call that a loss of 6 yards. And it's 3rd down now. From the gun, McMullen. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by the safety, Jarquiski Tart. And the Jaguars are going to have the short field here as they'll take over right at the 50. Oh, you just kind of feel for him right now. 4 interceptions, and you can almost see through his face mask. There's a lot going on in between the ears.
There certainly is, and probably way too much, because now he's probably doubting himself a little bit, wondering what adjustments he has to make. But here's what he needs to do. Get through this game. Go to the press conference, meet it head on, and show your teammates you're ready to shoulder what happened today, and you'll be ready for the next game.
And if he can do that as a rookie, that's a great sign of maturity. On 2nd and 12, Lawrence. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Montez Sweat able to take him down. It's a loss of 3.
We are seeing 2 really confident defenses imposing their will on these offenses in this game.
Yeah, absolutely, going toe for toe. Just curious if one of these offenses can wake up a little bit.
Is there any way they can find something that can pop, something big to knock them back on their heels?
Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Arnold. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. Boy, a nice play there as they wind up converting on 3rd and 15. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Etienne with it. And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. 2nd down.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
And they run the option on 2nd down. That's going to go down as a loss of 5, and it brings up 3rd down.
Well, we saw a lot of negative plays that resulted in plenty of lost yardage in the first half, and that trend is continuing here.
A 3rd down now. Those last 2 plays indicative of how things have gone for them. Just nowhere to go on the ground and struggling to put up points. And he's going to get this to the 31, but that is still well short of what he needed. Call it a gain of 5. 4th down now. Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. And Lambeau will put this one through, and they continue to lead in the battle of field goals here. It's now 9-3. So the turnover leads to points as they add 3 there.
Yeah, what a sequence there, and a nice one for them. They force the interception, put together a little drive, and then come away with 3 points. Nothing to it, partner. Just do it.
And this will not be returned. It's a touchback, and they'll begin at the 25. The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. And, Charles, we've seen almost 3 full quarters now, and neither offense can really get it going. Neither has hit the end zone, and neither side seemingly can make that big play.
But the game hasn't been devoid of action because these 2 defenses, they've taken over and they've slugged it out. But I think you're exactly right. We're at that stage of the game now where one of these offenses, if they make a big play, that could be the difference.
They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3. A give running right, Gibson. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a 1st down.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. And I just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there, I'm going to tackle this guy. By the 4th quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down 4th quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently. On 1st and 10, McMullen. That's out to the flat for Gibson. And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49. It'll be a gain of 9, and that'll make it 2nd and short.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
On 2nd down, a run with Gibson. And he'll take it down shy of the 45 at the 46. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a 1st down.
2nd and 1, and people want to run the football. This is where every back in the league is supposed to do exactly what we just saw there. Pick up the 1st down.
Let's go. Let's bring it. Let's bring it. Check 48's the mic. Check 48's the mic. You don't know no better. Watch the safety creep. Pass the 60. Pass the 60. Look, 48. Look, hey, we don't mic the 48 right now. Let's go. Let's go, baby.
Offensive line wasn't set. There's the flag, and 5 yards back they go.
Quarterback has to look around and make sure that his team is ready to go. Sometimes the quarterbacks go faster than is necessary.
A false start backs him up 5. 1st and 15.
Check 9, check 9. Mike 48, Mike 48. Man, that's trash.
And he got blown up, losing yardage on the play back at the 44. Well, I think the hope is, with a touch pass like that maybe you catch the defense off guard, but they were all over that one.
And it is the kind of play that works better against certain defenses, and this clearly was the wrong one to run into. Really nice job getting him down behind the line of scrimmage.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. McMullen. And this throw incomplete. Well, the defender all over him that time, but it's going to lead to 3rd down. Well, we've talked about it, CD, but it bears repeating. They are struggling to throw the football. All the interceptions and more incompletions. It just doesn't look like things are in sync out there.
I would agree with that, and it's not a good day when you feel like an incomplete pass is almost a win for you because it wasn't intercepted. And I think the receivers now, when they're running their routes, they want to catch the ball, but they also want to make sure that the defenders don't take it away.
Here's Tressway now as he'll kick it away for the second time. 44 on his first punt, and this is a good kick as well. Agnew now to return. It's a 40-yard punt, 6 yards on the return, and the Jaguars go on offense, first down and 10. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. They're holding on right now to that slim advantage in a one-score game, and you hear a lot about 2-minute offense and 4-minute offense. Obviously, the 4-minute offense applies here. How do they run that effectively?
Yeah, really what the 4-minute offense is you're just trying to grind the clock. So you want consistent gains, steady gains. Doesn't have to be big plays, but it has to be plays that gets first downs and keeps the ball away from your opponent.
But certainly throwing the ball is in the mix here.
It certainly is. Just make sure that you're careful with it. And again, get those first downs, keep possession of the football.
And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. That one good for a gain of 13 for Jacksonville and a first down. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. Now, the objective there, I mean, yes, the positive gain, that's nice, but work some clock.
Yeah, you're exactly right, but the problem for them is still within a possession. So they can't just sit on it running the ball. They'll have to find a way to throw it effectively as well.
On second down, Etienne once more. And this time not as successful as he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. He got maybe a half yard at most, but officially they'll be left with a 3rd and 2. This is 3rd and 2, maybe the biggest play in this football game. Looking to throw, Lawrence. Quick slant to Brown. And he's a long ways into Washington territory before hitting the turf. Well, they only needed a small gain on 3rd down. They end up getting over 30 yards. So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on 1st down. Lawrence, now this is Etienne on the draw. And that didn't fool anybody. He's going to be dropped in the backfield. And his defense here going to burn their second timeout. But you can also factor in another timeout that they'll get when the clock stops at the 2-minute warning. On second down, Etienne once more. And he will not make it back to the line of scrimmage with a flag down here to boot. So they may back up further. So some holding over on the left side of that O-line.
And I know for the guys trying to move those big defensive people, they'd love for them to stay in one spot. But they move around so quick and so fast that sometimes you just have to grab them.
Now they face a 2nd and long following the holding penalty. Etienne once more. And he'll get this one down to about the 27. They get 2 yards back, but they're going to need a lot more than that here on 3rd down. And now just 3 seconds before the 2-minute warning, they're going to call a timeout here defensively. Possibly a turning point. Big play coming. This is 3rd and long. A shotgun snap and a give to Etienne. And he is not going anywhere. He will not even get back to the line of scrimmage as the clock will stop at the 2-minute warning. The kick by Lambeau is good. And the lead stretches to 9. It's now 12-3. So that one, CD, going to make the road back a lot more difficult.
Oh, there's no doubt about that. You know they were praying on the other sideline for a miss because now As you pointed out, a very difficult road. Down 2 scores. You don't just need a touchdown. You need a chain of events to go your way. You've got to score, somehow get the ball back, and score again. The odds of that happening, not great in your favor.
Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. They punted last time they had it. What steps, Charles, you think they have to take to make sure they don't do that again? And the Jags get to him as down he goes. Quan Alexander in there to drop him as that clock continues to run. To throw on second down. McMullen, and that is incomplete.
If this offense can't get it done, they'll think back to just a few plays and say to themselves, this was a winnable game, and we let it get away. Still a chance to save it, but time's definitely running out.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And unable to connect, incomplete. I'll give them credit, they took their shot, but it's going to bring up fourth down.
That means it's just one last chance left, and this has to be a first down or a touchdown, or this game's over.
And they're indeed going to go for it here on fourth down. So trailing here in the last quarter, let's see how this plays out. And that's into the hands of Gesicki. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. Well, we looked at each other right when he flinched. We knew that that flag was coming.
Yeah, offsides, easy call, mark off the 5, and keep it moving.
Back to throw again. He's going to let it fly. And incomplete on the deep ball.
We've seen that the deep ball's been a part of their game plan all afternoon, but they've had trouble hooking up on it, unable to successfully find the end zone over the top.
So they'll come up after the incompletion for second down. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. That's complete to his tight end, Mike Gesicki. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Jaguars' 36. Defensively here, you've got the cushion, but back-to-back pretty big pass plays there. Bend but don't break, but are they bending too much?
I think that they are. To me, it'd be like playing basketball, and you put up a token press. Make sure you get up there and make them eat up some time. Make it a little bit of resistance so they can't just run it right down your throat.
Oh, no, he lost the football, and the Jags grab it. Look at this, middle of the field, a breakaway. And that should just about do it. They return it to the end zone, sealing it with a defensive touchdown. The offense, they've had some sloppy moments. Sloppy there again on that one, and it could be the backbreaker.
From a defensive perspective, if the offense is going to be sloppy, you've got to take advantage of that, and that's what they've done all game long.
The defense more than did its job. Now the offense is summoned onto the field as they'll go for 2. Following the fumble recovery, Lawrence, and he's got it. So the 2-point conversion is good, and they add on to their fourth quarter lead. So a big play there, not only the fumble return for the touchdown, then they get the 2-point try. And, you know, for the defense, though, they were just over there sitting on the field. They had to rush out to try to defend that.
You know, it's funny. They actually practice situations that they call sudden change when the team turns it over. I'll guarantee you no one practices a fumble return for a touchdown like that, and now someone goes for 2. Really good strategy by them putting them in that situation.
The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. And they weren't on the sidelines for long, but I'll tell you what, I'm glad you and I weren't down there. We could hear them. The Jaguar pressure and a Jaguar sack. Josh Allen picks up his second sack of the afternoon. I don't know what else can be said about this pass rush. They have been sensational, CD. That is now 6 sacks for them.
And how many times do we talk to offensive coordinators and they say a sack as a result of everyone on offense not doing their job?